Welcome, everyone, to the beautiful and historic city of Charleston, South Carolina. I'm thrilled to be your guide today as we embark on this journey through one of the most charming and culturally rich cities in the United States. Charleston, often referred to as the Holy City for its many church steeples dotting the skyline, has a history that dates back over 350 years. As we wander through its cobblestone streets and past its iconic pastel-colored homes, I promise you'll fall in love with its southern charm, captivating stories, and vibrant spirit. Let's begin where Charleston's story starts. The Battery. This historic seawall and promenade is named for the artillery batteries that were stationed here during the Civil War to protect the harbour. As we stroll along the Battery, you'll see breathtaking views of Charleston Harbour, where the Ashley and Cooper rivers meet to flow into the Atlantic Ocean. Look out across the water and you'll spot Fort Sumter, the site where the first shots of the Civil War were fired in 1861. The fort is a symbol of Charleston's pivotal role in American history. If you get a chance later, I highly recommend taking a ferry tour to explore it up close. As we move along, notice the grand antebellum mansions lining East Battery Street. These homes are a testament to Charleston's wealthy past, built during a time when the city was a hub for rice and indigo trade. Many of these houses have survived wars, hurricanes, and earthquakes, making them true relics of the past. Each has a story to tell, from the families who lived here to the enslaved people who built and maintained them. While the beauty of these homes is undeniable, it's also important to reflect on the complicated history they represent. Our next stop is Rainbow Row, perhaps the most photographed spot in Charleston. This row of 13 pastel-colored Georgian-style houses is a vivid reminder of Charleston's vibrant aesthetic and architectural charm. These homes were originally built in the 18th century and served as shops and businesses on the ground floor with living quarters above. In the early 20th century, they were restored and painted in these cheerful colors, and today they're one of Charleston's most iconic landmarks. Now, let's head to the Charleston City Market, a bustling marketplace that's been the heart of commerce in Charleston since the 1790s. The market stretches for several blocks and is the perfect place to experience Charleston's culture. Here, you'll find local artisans selling everything from sweetgrass baskets to handmade jewelry and low-country spices. Sweetgrass basket weaving is a tradition brought over by West African slaves and passed down through generations. It's one of the oldest African-inspired arts in the United States, and these baskets are both functional and deeply symbolic. Speaking of the Low Country, let's talk about the food. Charleston is a culinary haven, and no visit is complete without sampling its famous dishes. From shrimp and grits to she crab soup, every bite tells a story of cultural fusion. Gullah Geechee cuisine, rooted in the traditions of West African slaves, plays a huge role in shaping the flavors of the region. If you're a foodie, be sure to check out some of the city's award-winning restaurants and cozy cafes. Next, we'll take a stroll through the French Quarter, named for the French Huguenots who settled here in the late 17th century. The area is home to some of Charleston's oldest buildings, including St. Philip's Church, whose iconic steeple is visible from many parts of the city. This church has been a spiritual center for Charlestonians since the 1680s. Nearby, you'll also find the Old Slave Mart Museum, a sobering yet essential stop. It's located on the site of a former slave auction gallery and provides an in-depth look at Charleston's role in the transatlantic slave trade. For those of you who love a good ghost story, Charleston has plenty of them. This city is considered one of the most haunted in America, and its centuries-old graveyards and buildings are filled with tales of restless spirits. The Unitarian Churchyard, for example, is said to be haunted by the ghost of Annabel Lee, immortalized in Edgar Allan Poe's famous poem. Poe, who was stationed at nearby Sullivan's Island as a young man, drew much inspiration from Charleston's Gothic charm. Speaking of Sullivan's Island, it's just a short drive from here, and offers stunning beaches and a glimpse into more history. Fort Moultrie, located on the island, played a crucial role in both the Revolutionary War and the Civil War. Sullivan's Island is also significant in African American history, as it was one of the primary points of entry for enslaved Africans brought to America. Today, the island serves as a place of remembrance and reflection. As we head back into the heart of the city, we'll stop by King Street, Charleston's premier shopping district. From high-end boutiques to quirky antique shops, this street has something for everyone.